All right, where was I? But yeah, so we should probably. Oh yeah, Excel. Are we using the form, those actual input boxes and all the form elements from GitLab UI, or are those using the old form stuff like the GitLab ones?
Yeah, only GitLab UI component except for the selection of labels that is using like the regular Helm that we also use on the Epic Cyber.
Cool. So yeah, I think that's a good idea, though. Creating a shared wrapper of all of the common, just like a common crate wrapper, would be cool.
Yeah, because I was thinking about in the future, the other places where that could be applicable would be like the issue boards. Same problem where you can create an issue with just like a title and nothing else, unless then you open it up and edit it. And there could, I think, be valid use cases for wanting to have like the form open up in a modal or something, so you can create something within the context that you're in and then leave it, and having that kind of like separate type form to put wherever we need it would be probably helpful at some point. So cool. It's awesome.
Thank you. A small thing I didn't mention is that we are also going to be adding I mean, the button will live here, just like issues, where you have the new issues button here. Yeah, so we are going to have a new Epic button there. Thank you.
Okay. Cool. Awesome job, Axel. Yep. Arjun, you're up
So
next.
it's me now. Hi. So continuing kind of long-term work of improving the plan documentation. I'm going to be looking at issue boards documentation. I have an issue that lists some problems with this page, which is like a follow-up from previous MR I was doing. So it gives me plenty to do, and it's good because this page is a huge pile of spaghetti. So like rewriting some things and then separating types of content are some things that I'm planning to do. And if there's something that's especially icky for you on that page, there's an issue, I'll leave a comment. Like I have plenty to do anyway, but that's just a FYI. That's it.
Cool. That's exciting. Okay. Looks like I am next. So we started the front end team started last week, just in trying to dog food our iterations before it's released, in setting weekly goals. And I last week in our APAC friendly time went through those goals. Gonna do it again this week. I'll just quickly go through what our goals are going to be for the next week. Hopefully we can demo all these things for next week's plan weekly. All right, first thing, Jira Importer. We should be able to finish the form. We have a plan now of how we're going to complete that form, what we're going to use to complete that form, but for mapping the Jira to GitLab usernames. For iterations, we are going to, like I said earlier, work on the report view. We should be able to get at least everything above the charts done. And then we'll also start working on the charts. Health status, bulk update on the front end was done for the project issues page. Next week, we'll take on adding that to the group issues page. We're working on the back end of that on the same time, at the same time, which is why we didn't demo it yet. But we should be able to, we're hoping to demo both of those next week. Swim lanes, like I said earlier, we want to get the get epics and issues through GraphQL. That's the hope for swim lanes. Probably won't be able to demo anything for that next week because we'll just be getting it'll just be the actual raw data. but we should be able to at least get that data by next week. Next one is for roadmap filtering. Like Kushal said, we're working on some of the fixes that we need to implement for in the filtered search component. We'll also try to add the milestones filter to it. I did have a note in here. Keenan's not on anymore, so I'll ping him separately. The filtering, the 4 additional filterings we wanted for roadmaps, it's not going to be ready for the 13.1 release post, but the hope is that the feature flag for some of that we'll be able to turn that on, at least within either GitLab org or a group, so we can start testing it out. But we need to fix those issues with the GitLab UI component before we actually release that. Search page, like I said last week, we've been working on refactoring that search page over to the View app. We're pretty close on turning on the feature flag for group issues. The hope is to turn that on this week, and also to be able to turn it on or at least put it behind a feature flag for project issues. Lastly, the new Epic page that Axel showed. So I think styling's almost done. We'll finish the labels, but we also want to add the button so users can actually access that new Epic page. You mentioned the button on top of new epics, or on top of epics. So we'll want to add that one, but there's also, we want to add a link to that from the nav bar. So hopefully we'll be able to get that added by next week. So our goals, quick rundown. Any questions?
No, that's cool, but this is maybe something that Jake and I could do for the back end in the next, or maybe the call after next, since it's APAC for me. But yeah, really, really cool to have this kind of breakdown of what you're planning to do in the front end.
Cool. I think that's all. If anyone else has anything else.
This is not work related, but I thought it was pretty cool. SpaceX will be launching, if the weather is nice, in about 6 hours. NASA's going to be broadcasting it on their site. I think the weather is questionable right now, so it may not happen today, but I think as of right now, it's scheduled for 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, just in case you want to watch it.
Yeah, I'm definitely watching.
Definitely be watching that. Yep. And Joe Bonamassa is doing a live gig from his house at the same time, so you can. It's a great day, basically. Yeah.
I'm so excited. That's
cool. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining. See you all next week.
Bye, everyone.